So Jojo Siwa's album flopped, and the drama surrounding her since has been a proper rollercoaster too. She's being outlandish and so embarrassing once again. She's also stealing money through her label off of other creators. She revealed her new girlfriend in a very, very weird turn of events, as well as a lot more of what you expect from her at her current state. Honestly, Jojo Siwa needs to stop. So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm Jake Baz, and today we're on this Martian once again, as Karma is really ruling the roost in her very shallow mind. Of course, you know Jojo Siwa, the former Dance Moms star who is now suffering with a long-term identity crisis. Will she get out of this? I don't know. Will she grow up? I don't know. But will we all stare at her during the entire downfall of this situation? Yeah, of course. Her rebrand has stunk it up, and it's so obvious to see why. People thought that she was going to come out with this outlandish stuff. She's gone and done it, and it's not worked. Deciding to herself that she has invented gay pop despite gay pop being around for years, and she's inventing new dances such as this one, and it's really bad. She really thinks she's invented the windmill. Honestly, with how dog poo that entire thing is, there is no way that she's not just doing it for attention. I've got so much more to come, as there's been a couple of weeks of this stuff, and there has been so much that has been dropped on her as she's trying to revamp herself and revitalize her album that didn't do well. So if you enjoyed this video at any point, please do hit the like button and subscribe. I would love to see you back. We're getting to 30k subs, and it really helps out the content a lot. And before we get onto more of the topical stuff, there was one thing that I did see a couple of days ago that she's uploaded, which is a throwback, and it's potentially with the worst person that you know, especially after a certain video that was leaked a week ago on Twitter, which don't go looking for it.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Wow, what a revamp. She redid her makeup to look normal. James Charles did a very good job there at normalising her. What's the point? But yeah, 4 years ago today, I was hanging around with James Charles whilst I was 17. James Charles has quite a few instances of a 17-year-old being around him, but not for the reasons that you want to be known for. They're allegations, by the way. I'm not getting in any trouble. It's nice to see that she's sticking around and making sure to keep uploading stuff of brilliant people that she has spent her time with, and he is a prime example of brilliance. She might want to rethink with everything that is going on to, you know, maybe distance herself a bit and not throw up throwbacks from this sort of time. I mean, you need to be careful who you work with, but even when you are careful, your information could still be breached. And this is where our sponsor for today's video, Aura, comes in. Over 2.9 billion records were stolen from national public data, which offers personal information to employers, private investigators, staffing agencies, and others doing background checks. Members of this hacker group have reportedly released all of the information for free online. If you weren't taking precautions with your personal information online, this should be a very large wake-up call for you to now take care with it. But you won't be worried about this if you use Aura. Aura alerts you if they've found your number, your email, or your social security number on the dark net. They also let you know if anyone tries to use this information to access your credit cards or bank accounts. We've already even get $5 million worth of identity protection insurance just in case the worst case scenario happens. They also provide a bunch of other features that can keep you safe online, all within one app. You can go to my link in the description at aura.com/JakePaz to try it out for free for 14 days. Because trust me, that'll be more than enough for Aura to check all of your personal information to see if it's been breached in that time span. I definitely do think you should do this right now, because it's not only that the national public data won't do anything to help you, but also that the culprits are probably not going to get any sort of repercussions for these leaks. So I'm not going to leave myself and my family vulnerable to data leaks. And if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/JakeBaz to try it out for 2 weeks for free. Thank you, Aura, for protecting our private information. Whilst we're on throwbacks though, Jojo Siwa also did manage to upload another throwback from 2 years ago, and it's fucking hilarious. It's clear to see that she definitely needed 2 years to polish her album.
She is a good girl. I think she's boring. Believe me, 20 minutes later, you'll be snoring. I did the bar again. At the end, I did the bar.
You did a lot there, Jojo Siwa, that I didn't like. What is she wearing as well? What is that? I don't have a clue what that is. Looks like something you'd see on like a Russian oligarch in the 1900s.
Yeah. She is a good girl. I think she's boring. Believe me, 20 minutes later, you'll be snoring. There we go.
Yeah, you definitely hit that bar, Jojo. Just don't do it again. The bar is very low. Also, just note, on this TikTok, as you can see, it says, "This line gets me." This line got me too, Jojo, but in a very different manner than what you thought. In the caption as well, she's saying that Karma was a long time in the making, 2 years ago today. And in my subjective opinion, I feel like it needed another 2 years. In the past month since I covered her, there has been a lot more instances that I've seen on her TikTok where she's just purely using her music across all of the TikToks. And by that, I mean some of her personality has been stripped away. She's not been allowed to go and talk onto a microphone. And I definitely think that this is a PR move from her actual management company, because she was getting so much backlash. She was getting so many people on YouTube that were uploading videos about how weird she is in this entire situation. And since then, all she's been doing, apart from 1 or 2 videos, is just purely posting music with her dancing and things like that. Before upcoming to the album, she was responding to haters, this, that, the other. It's all disappeared now. I feel that she's definitely one of those people that does really want to stick herself in the middle and be the forefront of everything. So it must hurt a little bit that she's being silenced by her management team, in my opinion. But still, when she does actually come out and she does speak, she does end up weirding me out. And, I mean, it's happened multiple times at this point. She recently did an interview with Bobbi, which I will cover later on. Bobbi's one of them people that was seen as an industry plant because she just came out of nowhere and was doing stuff with Drake. She definitely sold out. And yes, she did this interview and it is so obnoxious, and it includes something about Radical Rick. Supposedly her alter ego. Well, you might want to get that checked.
Wait, I didn't realize you were so young. I thought we were the same age. Now I feel really old.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're not really old.
I am. You're 21.
You're 20.
Did you just, when was your birthday?
May 19th. I just turned 21.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I hate this fake awkwardness. I absolutely despise it.
Do you drink now?
Do I what?
Do you drink now?
So, I don't drink. There's this person named Radical Rick. Radical Rick drinks. I don't know who it is, but all of a sudden Radical Rick is like, I want to play, and
Is that your alter ego?
that is my drunk alter ego.
So she's that different. She has an alter ego who is a man, Radical Rick, that ends up drinking when she's drinking. Do you see where we start to get into the realms of potential schizophrenia at this point? But it's like, no, I never drank. It's just my alter ego. Thought you were a bad girl, Jojo. Why are you not drinking? Why have you got to get someone else to drink for you? Don't think she's thought it through, really.
And he gets drunk. Why is it a guy?
Yeah. Oh, it's not. It's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Radical Rick, though.
Oh,
it's
got
definitely
it.
a boy's name.
Got it. I mean, I'm Bobbi.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you get the vibes.
Yeah.
It's stemmed. We have bikes out here that we go and ride, and my bike, the brand name is Radical Rick, and I saw it and I was like, I need this one. Like, Radical Rick's hysterical. All of a sudden, then we realized that's my drunk alter ego. Ricky!
Oh my God. Are you drunk now?
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay.
I've only been drunk like 4 times now in my life.
So Radical Ricky doesn't seem to have actually been that radical, considering they've only drank 4 times. Naming her alter ego after a bike, because obviously that relates to drinking. Ricky! How f***ing cringe can you get? How cringe can you make this situation? You're just drinking. It's nothing big, it's nothing different. Everyone does it. Then again, who'd have thought someone wearing something like this, some sort of like yassified builder, could ever be normal? But yeah, we'll get onto that later, because honestly, so cringe. Even on TikTok, when she doesn't use her own sound, she does stuff like this, which is just next level cringe. And I'm gonna make you watch all of this, no context. I would be praying to God after that performance. Like, why has she uploaded that? Surely she has done that in a sense to get more traction because it's just so bad, but watching that is intensely hate-watchable. I definitely don't think I'm a fan. I definitely don't think I'll be watching this again. And sorry for putting you through 16 seconds of Jojo Siwa tapping her feet, making you feel like it's the longest video you've ever watched. It's just some of the moves that she pulls. It's genuinely fascinating to watch. I've never seen anyone that has the type of skills that she does and manages to resort to that. It's like being the best player in the world at football and deciding that you only want to go and play with your friends on a pitch. Not only wasted talent, but she's also reclaiming that talentless amount of stuff that she had before she started dancing. It's getting so bad. One of the main things that I did want to speak about in this video around Jojo Siwa was the fact that her Sony Music Entertainment Group, so her label, is going round and copyright claiming random videos, essentially stealing money off of other creators for stuff that they've done that is well within rights of doing so on YouTube and within fair use entirely. I'm sure you've heard that YouTube does have a copyright system problem where it can very much be exposed and exploited by certain people who are able to use it for their benefit, and this stuff, considering it's Jojo Siwa's label, is yet another instance of that, where they've just totally exploited the system and there's nothing that the smaller YouTube creator can do. This problem was highlighted to me when I saw a video which is uploaded by Evangelina Skov, who is another commentary YouTuber that covers things like this, titling it, "The Jojo Siwa stealing drama is being silenced." In this video, Evangelina goes on to talk about the situation that she has, where she has had money stolen from one of her latest videos on Jojo Siwa, purely because she used a couple of seconds of a music video.
Now, the video in question is the video Jojo Siwa accused of stealing her new song, because it's only a few seconds of the video, and because of that, I can't make any money off the video. It's fine. The choreography is good, clearly, because she is a dancer. She is good at dancing. And it also has this in it.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god!
As you can see, all Evangelina did in her video was show two clips as sort of like a B-roll, like a background information of two of her music videos that she has done recently. Clips like this that are only around 5 seconds don't actually mean anything. They are totally protected within the fair rights claims, and she's totally right to use them. And actually, in 2 of my previous videos, I've used the exact same, but I haven't been claimed for it. And I think you'll find I'm going to use the exact same in these videos as well, because it is totally within fair use. There is a big problem in YouTube of how they process these claims and also give these claims, because as the YouTube creator, we basically have nothing that we can do about it. Like, the money gets held, you ask for a manual review, and it gets sent back to the actual person who has claimed it for them to review it again. There's no manual check from YouTube to see, oh, are they actually breaking terms of service, or are they actually just stealing other content? It goes straight back to the person who claimed it, who obviously is going to say, yeah, that's exactly what I said, I want the money. Leaving the smaller YouTuber to get totally silenced and lose out on quite a bit of money over time. This is also something, mind you, that Jojo Siwa could definitely go and say to the label, please stop claiming people who are doing videos on this. But obviously she's not going to do that because everyone's just trouncing at the moment. She's getting diddled. And really, it's just so wrong. So Sony Music Group, sort your life out. And I hope that Evangelina gets the stuff that she deserves for this, because she's had money stolen, and it sets a terrible precedent for everyone else who is covering stuff on Jojo Siwa just for having 5 seconds of B-roll from a music video. One that is on YouTube. It's insane. Another massive thing with Jojo Siwa at the moment is that she had a new girlfriend reveal. Oh, big whoop. Who cares? Sorry, I'm sounding a bit horrible there, but I really don't get it. Why it's such a massive thing. But if you look at it, it does end up being really, really weird. As it has such a sus backstory, and I think that she's using herself on a show to try and get to these people. It's really odd. So Jojo starred on this show, which is season 3 of So You Think You Can Dance, which, as you can probably guess, is something about dancing. It's one of them reality judge shows, which is just bollocks. And when she had launched her new girlfriend, who is Dakayla Wilson, who is a contestant on the show, there was also a bit of a spaff a couple of months ago with another contestant on the same season. Basically, she's been dipping in both of these pots, deciding which one to go for as a judge, as a person of authority on this show, and it seems a little bit tactical. And also, doesn't that totally like disintegrate the entire point of being a judge when you're clearly gonna have some bias towards 2 of the contestants that you're actually, clarting? You're meant to be giving out critique and insight, Jojo, not giving out back shots. So the other girl in the story is Madison Rouge Alvarado, who is another dancer on the same show. And she actually offered a little bit of critique to her.
This is gonna be interesting to see who gives on these solos.
Madison just needs to like lighten up a little bit.
Yeah. That face though, that smiley should be who's dancing this song. A massive part of being a dancer is acting.
Okay, let's try to act it.
A big part of your dance routine is acting because you're pretending to be someone that you're not, Jojo. How much can you fake being a person for views and attention? Maybe you should just dance as you want to dance and just ignore everything else. Too much to ask for from you?
Okay, let's try to act it.
I will say this is also why I look Madison, is she's layered. Like I feel this right now.
I feel very relieved. I honestly thought I was gonna butch that.
Why do people watch this? But yeah, about 3 months ago, this girl that has just been critiqued by Jojo ended up having a bit of a tiff with her. Like, they're together. You know, just about. Totally fine. Totally normal, but also you're meant to be a judge. Plus, I don't think you can be judging anyone's actions after the stinker of the album that you've just released. This entire saga had tea spill on strings. We got confirmation of this stuff here through internet detectives.
Sound the alarms. The rumors have been rumoring, but it appears that we now finally have confirmation that Jojo Siwa has a new girlfriend. This is Jojo Siwa's newest girlfriend, Madison. She's 21 years old and she was a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance. Here she is at Disney with Jojo, and I would say this is when the rumors really started gaining traction.
Totally fine if it worked out, but the fact that she's chosen another dancer on the same show afterwards is a bit weird, isn't it? I'll have that one, thank you. No, I'll have that one.
This is Madison's TikTok account where she finally gave us the confirmation we've been looking for. Boom, boom, boom. Jojo got herself a hottie, liked by creator. Jojo Chef, liked by creator. This is all in her most recent video. People were in fact talking, but if you guys are together and she makes you happy, that's all that matters. Liked by creator. I think it's her choice and she can date whoever she wants. Liked by creator.
So she went public about it and it didn't really end up well because she ended up unliking all of these comments. So there must have been a couple of problems. Maybe she found out exactly why people don't like Jojo Siwa. But the real girl that she is now with is Dakayla Wilson, like I said. They managed to actually go public on it. She's an 18-year-old dancer, TikToker, probably insufferable if she's managing to hang around with Jojo to this level. And oh, look at how cute they are together. Slay Queen, Slay Queen. I'm so happy for both of you. Maybe that's a bit of resentment from me being single, but yeah, it's cringe. Of course, with Jojo as well, she had to announce this situation in potentially the cringiest way possible by doing an announcement video on Instagram. Genuinely terrible.
So I have a girlfriend.
Why do I feel that for every sort of announcement that Jojo Siwa does, including now her girlfriend, she has to have about 20 people around her that are all trying to suck her off? Everything like with the behind the scenes footage of like Karma and things like that, there's so many people, it's always a party, it's always people celebrating the success of this woman. Probably comes from a bit of insecurity on Jojo's part where she is wondering why am I like this? But also I think it's the obnoxious nature of her. I think she really does think that she's the and everyone else is just below her. So getting a girlfriend to go and admit this, that they're together in front of everyone for an Instagram story, weird. Unfortunately, Jojo has already grabbed onto her and is now inviting her into these cringe dramatized fake scenarios. Because obviously it's Jojo Siwa. And one example here is where she is getting a lot of props for dancing, because apparently her girlfriend has never ever seen her do her dancing for her new album. I'm sure that's true. There's no way that she's thinking that's anything good, surely. Why would there? Like, it's not that deep, is it? She's pulling a terrible dance. How could you even think that that's remotely good? Maybe she's being, like, indoctrinated into this Jojo Siwa lifestyle where she could just go and do what she wants, but nah, please, stop, please. I'm just so happy for her girlfriend that she's already been roped into these situations where she's just purely pretending and dramatizing. Oh my god, I can't believe that she's doing this dance. What? Like, I'm sure I can dance better after I've had 2 shots. Obviously it's fake, obviously it's made up, but it just really irks me because it's so cringe on the first hand. The entire concept of this video is so cringe, and then also the way that it's executed is so fake. It's just fucking funny. Unfortunately for Jojo, she's only been with her for a little while, but she's still doing the dating rounds because I found this.
Well, happy Valentine's Day. This is for you. So I'm just gonna put this down.
I love gifts.
Get a room.
Get a room indeed, and the title of this was Love is in the Air. So I think, Jojo, you've got someone who's definitely doing the rounds. Sorry, that were mean and that were a joke. She has been on a dating show, but she's definitely someone who is in the reality scene, and having Jojo Siwa there as like the I could take you places and we could go here and there. It's obviously gonna send her career into the stratosphere somewhat. I did find as well another really obnoxious clip of Jojo Siwa, because there has to be plenty of obnoxious clips, right? Careful of the camera, Jojo, you're gonna ruin it. I also love this, like, what even is this? Just a stick on the end of a microphone. Obviously, it has to be Rainbow because Jojo invented gay pop, as I said. She didn't. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She invented gay pop, I promise. Just a tiny bit jarring in it, but that's what she's about. Great, she's doing that thing again where she starts touching herself. That didn't go well last time, because if you don't remember, there was an instance of her touching herself on stage in front of, obviously, a lot of kids, because that's her target audience. Well, it's not a target audience anymore now, as we know. She's apparently this new person that's grown up with this new personality. But as she said earlier, the most important thing that a dancer can do is learn to act as well. So obviously, she knows this. She knows this is all a ruse. She knows this is just a total PR stunt, obviously, because she's running it. But she's going to project it to the normal person as, look at this insane, incredible thing I'm doing. But one thing that I do think that Jojo definitely isn't faking is the obnoxious self-entitlement. As we saw with that Dance Mums thing that came out a couple of months ago, saying that there was a very toxic environment at the workplace, and Jojo was definitely part of that because she knew the situation and she decided to just let it go because it's part of a reality TV show. She does think that she's the dog's bollocks, and because she's ended up coming up famous so young, it makes sense, because all she has known is being patted on the back and being told you're good. And the second she has an album that stinks it up, it's a totally different story, innit? She doesn't have a clue. These new obnoxious PR stunts only seem to be growing out in breadth and just becoming very stupid. As she started promoting this song that is on her album as like a brand new song, essentially. That's what she's bringing it as. And the reason that she's bringing it as this, as you will see right now, it's this Polish anthem. Because did you know that she's got Polish heritage? I'm sure you didn't, and I'm sure that she didn't know until the PR desk came up and told her about it. As you can see here, her father is Polish and her mother is German, Luxembourgish, and 1/8 Italian. 1/8 Italian? Are you even Italian at that point? Like, my family history is Irish, but do I discern myself as Irish in any way, shape, or form? No, I sound like a brick. But the new premise of this new brilliant dance that she was showing off just to us a second ago, and also with the new release, which isn't a new release, it was on her original album that she released last month. She's just trying to re-promote it because this is the song that stunk it up, alright? It did terribly. It is literally just because the song did terribly, in my opinion, that she started doing this promotion by pretending that she's now suddenly got this brand new, like, Polish heritage that she's bringing into the fore. Obviously, it were there before, but she paid no attention to it in social media up until this point. It's because now she's pretending that she's going to Eurovision. Doing this, typical Eastern European sort of dancing, which I do really respect. Even though you're butchering it, it does look a little bit better than some of the shit that I've seen you do on a stage and what we saw a minute ago. Also, just to note in this, as you can see, she's got herself in the background again still, and this cut out of herself as a younger child with a LGBT keyboard. How else are you gonna make gay pop if you don't have a gay piano? I genuinely do think at one point she will just end up just taking and claiming the flag and saying that it is her own. I mean, she's done it with gay pop, so it's the only natural next step. Also doing lots of promotion around this song as well on her TikTok further. I wish I could slow down time every time I'm with you. Wow, brilliant lyrics. I can't guess who wrote those. But I think the funniest thing for me is that literally in my last video on Jojo Siwa, in the first 10 minutes of the video, I talk about this exact song and I say, I bet she wrote it because it's the one, and it's the one who's performed the worst. Because up until this point, she had not promoted that song at all, and it didn't even have 100k views actually on YouTube, which is massive compared to the 34 million that she used to have on Karma. Well, used to have, she still has. So let's deep these lyrics a little bit with the Last Night I Had a Dream or Was It Having Me, as I covered in my last vid. Insightful, blockbuster, brilliant, amazing. I don't have enough words to explain how long that must have taken you to write. Also with the nice little, you know, sprinkling something in your drink with the diamonds dancing in my drink. So you're telling me, Jojo, that you've only drank 4 times, yet you've managed to make multiple songs on drinking. And also, actually, you said that you drank 4 times, but I've seen you drink on stage multiple times. Something's a bit fishy here. Something's in the water. And the desperation to try and promote this song by releasing it as like, oh my god, this is my new song. The song that came out last month that was just not even a single. Like, it's very evident to me that she is very upset that this song stunk it up. But I don't know why she's that worried, because it seems that every single song stunk it up. This is the summary, at least in the UK, of Jojo Siwa songs and how well they have done. As you can see, 00000, they've not scraped the top 75. Karma did get to 78, but I also checked Billboard in the US and it's the exact same story. She's not charted. After getting 34 million views on Karma and then getting into the top 100, you would think somewhat that she'd be able to have a successful time with it, but that is by design, by how she has created this album. She made Karma to be a very shock factor song, and it was the same with Guilty Pleasure as well. It's meant to be this new, I'm this revitalized person, I'm different, I'm inventing this new genre, get on with it. And I think she really thought that a lot of people would get on with her and end up going down this path with her, but obviously that didn't happen. She's also, in the process of doing this, had loads of people dig up stuff on her from the past, where, for example, she has said that lesbian is a disgusting term, or she doesn't like it. And it's like, yeah, might be, in your opinion, but that sounds a bit wrong. And especially when you've got a lot of people in the LGBT community that don't really respect her and actually disavow her from the franchise. It's not a good look, is it? And I genuinely don't think she can handle the fact that this album has flopped. As you can see, US Kids, there's zero charts for this one. And it's the same for her singles, with Karma getting charted but Guilty Pleasure not getting anything, because people had seen what she was originally like and thought, right, this is just embarrassing. This is just one of JoJo's phases. She's gonna grow out of it, because surely she's not putting out stuff that's this pants. I'm not gonna sit here and act like her previous stuff was anything good. In my opinion, I did not like it, but I could see the appeal from the audience that she was going for. But now, who is she even appealing to? Who is she appealing to? I can't see anyone that she is trying to appeal to, because she's ostracizing everyone at every corner. Plus, all her fans are not at the age of being this kind of person that does go drinking. This sort of thing is just outlandish. Look at me, I'm so different. But maybe she's just a little bit silly. Sorry for the jump scare. I'm just having a silly, funny moment. I do feel she should pattern up in her mind and try and understand why people aren't latching onto her like they should be. Like she thinks they should be. But she's doubling, tripling down, and that's just turning even more people away from her. I also do think she's really got an inability to read a room. And I don't know whether it's just a case of like she has been taught to be this way the entire time and PR people are telling her what to do, so she's just blindly going with it. But there's an instance here where someone's being sarcastic and she takes it as literal. They're dancing to Billie Eilish in this one, and she's like, you're welcome, and look at the faces that she's pulling, and she always sips a drink. Why does she always sip a drink when she does this stuff like, oh, yeah, she couldn't be any more cringe if she tried. But yeah, the title, all I'm saying is thank God Jojo Siwa created gay pop so Billie could be in her brat era. It's just sarcastic. It's a joke, and I've checked it. It's a joke. Bless her, she's clearly trying. She also did a behind the scenes, like a come teach with me whilst I go and do these stuff with some kids, which, I mean, it really does seem like a PR stunt. Almost like she's trying to get the bad karma away from her by teaching some children. The last time that happened was on Dance Mums, and that didn't end up well, so I mean, at least she's trying.
No! Why? Oh, look at your little ballet shoes. You're so cute. What's your name?
Why is that funny, Jojo? But then I also just clocked that they're doing Guilty Pleasure, and she has specifically stated that she wants to make sure that people don't do that as kids. Like, she wants to have the distinction of her as Jojo Siwa when she was younger and her now. So why is she teaching a dance that is hypersexualized to children, especially when she has said that that is not what she wants because they're not the target audience that she's going for? You might want to speak to your PR team on this one, Jojo, because I think you've been diddled. It really just seemed like a glazing tour, doesn't it? Everyone's just going round hugging her, looking after her, making sure that she's fine. Look at how special I am. You are very special, Jojo, but maybe not in that way. The poor kid having to learn that. But yeah, really? That's the big thing for me. Really? Like, this is definitely not something that you want to be teaching to kids because you have said explicitly that you don't want kids to like this stuff. It's why you're not in the kids charts anymore. It's why you're now an adult doing this guilty pleasure and everyone should watch you. I don't know. I don't know what she's aiming at. I don't know what she wants. Maybe she could make up her mind sometime soon because I'd like to know. We did manage to get one instance of her blacking out the haters because why wouldn't Jojo do that? She's so famous. Like, you've got to block out the haters. I could guarantee there's a lot of hate, so using this one specific thing where there isn't that much hate isn't really showing anything. But you're not our guilty pleasure, Jojo. You are definitely the exact opposite. You're a very unfortunate existence that I will not be looking into. My guilty pleasure is like chocolate. It's not really Jojo Siwa pretending to be a character. There was also a very hilarious thing that popped up on my For You page from her, where essentially she realizes why she's getting a certain pain in her neck. And I know what you're thinking, she's a pain in our necks, but reel it in a second, because it really sums up how stupid her dances are.
So I'm about to start rehearsals, and I realized something, right? My neck has been giving me problems recently, and it's been really painful. Thought it would go away, thought I was just sore, and I was like, what's going on? What's wrong with my neck? And I realized something. I went to go to the karma dance the other day.
Who'd have guessed, Jojo? Who'd have guessed that janking your head forward every couple of minutes is gonna do you in? Maybe don't rehearse at full force, okay? I know that janking your head forward is a lot to do. I don't know why you'd do it anyway. It's not like it looks good. It looks like shite. It's not exactly the best thing that you've got in the books, Jojo.
I realized I've done a little too full out. Then I did the guilty pleasure dance. And I realized they get into it. A little too full out. I'll be fine.
I'm so glad that you'll be fine, because, I mean, it's a very serious thing that you're doing. Imagine if she shows up at one of her next concerts and she can't jank her head forward or to the side. There would literally be no point going at that point. You've just got to turn around and go home. What she does for all of us so that she can have this amazing thing going on. God, I'm so tired. Now I'm going to quickly run back to the Bobbi interview that I showed at the start of the video, because there is a couple other things that are in there. If you could get past the horrible... like, the horrible presentation of it. This Bobbi Anthoff, she's terrible. Like, she's so terrible. I hate this gimmick that she's doing, and she's done it multiple times over the years, and I don't know, she is just an industry plant, isn't she? And Jojo's not an industry plant, but she is definitely someone who is at the top of the stratosphere for the industry. I mean, she did invent gay pop after all.
Why isn't the mic bedazzled with the standers? And why is it duct taped?
Believe it or not, it flies out a lot if I don't tape it in. So
What do you do with this? Sing?
Yeah, sing. Thank you. We hold it like this. Bam.
In here you sing?
In here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a whole rig. It sets the whole thing up, and we got the music.
It's so unbelievably insufferable, innit? Two of the worst people that you know are in the same room. It's a good point that she does bring. Why is the microphone black, and why have you got duct tape on it? There is something called a clip that you can get. I've heard they're pretty good at holding microphones in if you get a clip. But nah, the duct tape will do.
Go ahead and do them in real life. So
Yes.
you guys can see all the moves she just did on that screen. Oh, and she needs a stick for it.
Oh no stick for this
okay.
one.
Oh, sweet.
I was just gonna.
Oh my god, this is so aggressive.
Genuinely no words for that. That's so bad. Why did she do this little gimmick thing? It's so jarring. I hate it. Genuinely, it's the most obnoxious thing ever. And I don't know how the camera crew are pissing themselves. I don't know why she thinks that she's styling it. It looks so bad. Even with the music, it adds a bit less to it, you know?
You drive around with your face on the outside of your car.
I do.
And you're gonna call it psycho to put your face on the inside, but not the outside.
Yeah. Because if it was on the inside, I would know it, and it would be...
You don't know it?
Well, I would know it, but nobody else would. But because it's on the outside, the reason why it is on my car is it's a massive marketing play.
That is true.
And
but
so,
have other people drive with your face around. That'll work.
Yeah, we could just buy...
Let's drop everybody else's cars.
We should buy a couple of cars.
I don't know if it's brilliant marketing. It's pretty terrible marketing, if I'm honest, because it looks horrible. I'm really not a fan of it. I hate it. Just having your face on the outside of a car that you're driving every day is the most obnoxious thing ever. And it's not marketing, because people are going to look at it and think that is stupid. Not all marketing is good. There is a lot of bad marketing out there, and that is definitely one of them, and I can't stand this podcast. There is one thing that I genuinely do feel bad for Jojo Siwa, and that is that she says in a recent interview that she was ostracized from Nickelodeon because of her sexuality, which, like you see with the Dan Schneider stuff, obviously they have a very bad reputation as it is, and this just adds on to it. Claiming that she was blackballed by Nickelodeon after coming out as gay in something called Child Star, which is out next month, and I find that so disgusting. Siwa says that the company executives reacted badly to her identifying as lesbian because they feared that such a revelation would ruin the star's marketability and negatively impact sales of the Siwa-themed brand merchandise. After she came out at age 17, Nickelodeon president Brian Robbins asked her, "What the hell are we going to tell the kids?" She reportedly replied that I'm happy. Honestly, I think what a brilliant response from her, to be honest, but as if they're acting like this, it's 2024. When she was 17, it was 2020. We have got to a very progressive society at this point. Why is she being blackballed for something like this? I didn't know as a child star, when there is nothing that is sexually connotated towards it or shouldn't be, that you would have a problem with sexuality. Siwa says Robbins told her to call every retailer to tell them that you're not going crazy. Siwa complied, chasing Claire's, Target and Walmart to ensure they would continue selling her merchandise. But she said that her relationship with Nickelodeon was never the same. Very weird and strange from Nickelodeon. I wonder if they will actually respond to this. I mean, they didn't with the Dan Schneider stuff, but a rare, progressive W for Jojo Siwa, because obviously she's come out, she's done this big brass thing, and a lot of the people around her were telling her no. Why shouldn't she be able to do it? I just wish she didn't weaponize it in the form of saying that she created gay pop when she didn't. I've seen a few people asking, including in news articles, why are people hating on Jojo Siwa? And well, it's because she's insufferable. Since she came out with the Karma song, which has amassed 34 million views, it has really only gone downhill for her, because she is constantly peddling this new PR stunt that she is this different person when she isn't. She has rebranded to try and get out of this childish persona that a lot of people think that she has, because that is exactly what she was built on. Her entire fan base are majoritively still young teenagers that don't really resonate with the stuff that she is putting out now. Jojo, in response to this hate, instead of, admitting that, well, there's some things at fault here, I might have been a bit outlandish, she's doubled down, tripled down, she's backed her case, and that's only made it worse. Responding to the hate comments saying that, "Oh, I'm your guilty pleasure." Shut up, man. My guilty pleasure is a long hate watch on Jojo Siwa, and I think if you're at this point in the video, it's yours too. In my opinion, Jojo has definitely been told what to do on social media. She always has been, but it's been doubled down in the past month since the release, because she's had a couple of backlashes, she's been talking about the haters, things like that, and she's also been hate watching herself. And all this this does is make someone come across as salty and jealous of situations of people who have done better than her. Let's not forget, as I've said, that she pretends that she's created gay pop when she has never stepped foot into music if she thinks that doesn't exist anywhere. Although not necessarily seen as a big genre, it is something that has existed for a while, and I don't know why she's just pretending that she owns it now, because that's just going to ostracize everyone in the music scene that wants to work with her. Why would you want to work with someone who pretends that they've created something? She thinks that she is this unique person that has come out from nowhere and molded herself into this massive superstar that's banging out everything, but as the album sales show, that has not happened. And now she's got to even the point of releasing new dance routines for her songs and then pretending they're a new song because they ended up stinking it up. When is Jojo Siwa going to admit that she's fucked up with this thing entirely and go back to either what she was like or just tone it down a tiny little bit, because it's really obnoxious and annoying? I think that's a question that she needs to ask herself, and I think that's a question that we will not know for quite some time. But yeah, what do you lot think? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, like I said, please hit the like button and subscribe. I would love to see you back. And I've been Jet Baz. I will see you later. Take care.